Wagwan, people of today, it's me, ShiverAway. Update 39 of Shindo Life has come out, and with it we got Renshiki, another god spec, and a new dojutsu, and as well we got another new element which is definitely on the same level of all the other ones, and that is acid. So I'm going to be showing both of those today and giving my opinion of what I think about them, and showing you a few cool things you can do with them that you probably didn't know. But before we get into that, be sure to like the video right now and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So without further ado, into the video.
Forward on my own, there's a bright and shining pure light cutting through the darkness of the night. Now I can't help crying for my life in this endless time that I live inside. Take a closer look as who you are is reflected deep inside my
Alright guys, so let's get right into it. New Shindo update. So what we got is this new acid element and this Renshiki, which is basically Momoshiki's Rinnegan and his abilities. That's what it's based off of. So the theme today is green. Splendid. So the very first move of acid is going to be the liquid style acid breath. Now you could hit someone directly, but for this move you really want to get some good area denial. That's why I'm coming up here, and as you can see, it can hit multiple things, or you can just hit someone directly, and it does do good area denial. So the next move we have here is going to be the acid field. So if I use this right now, as you can see, it does have a lot of hand signs because it's not really a direct stun, but it's comparable to like one of the bubble moves where it really does like slow you down for a long time. Now let me show the first move a bit better. So I can hit someone directly and it'll do decent damage, but as you can see that it will do DOT as well. Now the third move, which is the one that's kind of like acid sharks, then you have to use it and you have to keep your cursor over your opponent the entire time for them all to hit. If you move it off, they won't hit, so it does take a bit of skill to use and a bit of aim, but it's definitely still good. Now the fourth move we have is the liquid style acid slide, and this is one of my favorite abilities to come with this new element. That's because it's mobility, and basically you'll also be able to stun as well, or kind of like not really a straight stun but more of a ragdoll type of stun. But as you can see, that eats my chakra, like that literally took all of my chakra. And so yeah, you gotta be like, you can hold it down, but it's probably not a good idea to. Next move, now I'm gonna stand back for this one because this one has a really big hitbox. This is the acid, the acid wave. So basically you shoot out one wave, and then after that it also is going to shoot out another, and yeah, so and those waves, it's actually, if it has the effect on someone, it will also slow them down as well. So it's really good. Definitely, probably, I'd say for an element, that's probably the best AoE ability for an element that you're gonna get, maybe besides some of the Yang moves, but that's definitely good if you're in Conquest or something. And then the last move is the acid twin dragons, and this is like your standard dragon move, but this one's probably better than all of the other dragon moves in the game simply because it stuns. So if I use that right there, as you can see, boom. So I actually shot 3 but 1 hit something, so that would be doing maybe like 60k, maybe even 80k if you're moded, and it stuns. Well, not really stuns, but slowdowns, which is essentially a stun. So that's definitely a good move. Alright guys, so the next thing we got here is going to be the Renshiki, and as you can see, these moves are actually like really original. I like the art for them too, but right, so this very first move, I'll just post a clip of me using it, but it looks like this, and so what I'm doing right there is actually absorbs things. So it absorbs any jutsu that you're going to get hit by, and it converts it to your own chakra. So that is probably the best auto dodge, because not only are you like dodging any ability, just absorbing any ability, but you're also getting rewarded in chakra for it. So the next move I actually need to be moded up to use, but damn, just look, this is the best looking mode in the game so far. I hope they make all the other ones look something like this. So anyway, if I use the E move right now, as you can see, boom, that does a lot of damage, not too long of a cooldown, and it might look like the AoE is small, but even if someone is let's say over here, like if someone's somehow flying over here, that would have still hit them. So it has a big AoE. Now the last move This move is just a spirit bomb. Like, that is just straight up Goku's Genki Dama. You just throw a spirit bomb at them, and it block breaks too. So there's really, if it hits you, it hits you. There's really nothing you can do about that. But even the last move, that is not even the best ability in the kit. So this actually has 5 abilities total. So if I use the Q spec right now, basically you rain a bunch of those balls on them, and it also stuns. So that is a damaging stun move. So that's also good. And of course you get the M1 with those weapons on your back. But it still has its C spec, which I think is probably the best move in the entire kit. So if I block and use C, then boom, you fly, and look at the damage on that. I think that's got to be at least 70k plus the block break, and it's just super good. So with this, you'll definitely have one of your abilities off cooldown at all times. So this is just gonna make it like a lot of AoE spam, and the utility of being able to both fly and use this auto dodge to absorb anyone's chakra. So this is definitely an S tier bloodline that they've added into the game. Alright guys, so after a bit of testing, I did notice a few things about Renshiki. So if I mode up right now and I get into the mode, now there's lots of new glide abilities that have been added to the game. So for example, if I use my E, I can glide, but I can't straight fly. That's not to say it's good, bad or anything like that. That still makes, like, it's still a very good ability if you know how to use it. But with the C spec, I was actually wrong. You do not glide with this. You can just straight up fly. So if I use it, I can go up or down or anywhere. So this is probably impossible to dodge. Unless you literally auto dodge it, I don't think there's any way that you can escape that if someone uses it. Now when I compare that to the second move, as you can see, I cannot aim it like that. I can still kind of move around, but I cannot go up. I can only go down. So that's why I think that's the only ability like that in the game where you can actually just straight fly onto someone. So that's probably, I don't know, that's probably the best ability in its kit, and probably one of the best abilities in the game as well, because of all the damage it's doing and the fact that it also block breaks. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. So if you want my honest opinion on it, if I had to give them both tiers, I'd have to say that Acid is probably not as good as Yin and Yang and Shiver, but I'd still say it's probably better than Combustion and obviously all the other base elements. And as for Renshiki, I'd say that it's probably, I'd put it up there with Sengoku, Tengoku, and all the other ones. I think that's definitely up there. It might even be the best one out of all of them. But again, since it's early on, it's still subject to nerfs and buffs and complete rework. So it's too early to really see. But I definitely like it, especially the C spec. So guys, if you made it this far, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one.